What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Sector for Nerds. I'm Ryan Brower, and today I'm here to bring you guys my list of the top 5 Lost Missions Clone Wars episodes, aka Season 6 of Clone Wars. Before I begin today's video, make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Here we go, people! Starting us off at number 5, we have Orders. Why? Because of, well, Fives, because he's such a great clone. And, well, mostly just because of this moment.
It's bigger than any of us. Anything I could have imagined. I never meant to. I only wanted to do my duty.
At number 4, we have The Lost One. Why? Because this episode, we get to try to uncover the mystery of Sifo Dyas. That's why. Plo Koon finds the ship that crashed and his lightsaber. Obi-Wan and Anakin go investigate the Pikes. Yoda investigates Palpatine and Valorum. Just so much going on in this episode. Yeah, we got freaking Chancellor Valorum from Phantom Menace. That was a crazy shocker. Not only was Sifo Dyas sent to go deal with the Pikes, but we found out that the Chancellor's personal aide Silman went with him. And so when that happened, we find that Obi-Wan and Anakin find Silman alive in a prison on Obadiah where the Pikes are. Dooku comes there, murders a bunch of Pikes, then kills Silman, has an amazing battle with Obi-Wan and Anakin in a fight where it proved, I think, one thing, that Anakin is able to hang with Dooku, Obi-Wan not so much. I think Anakin's power and him becoming so powerful can make up for the fact that he isn't necessarily the best duelist. But yes, Obi-Wan is a great duelist, but Dooku is among one of the top duelists so in the galaxy. So you can't really compete with that. And, you know, there is a reason why he is a Sith Lord. He is powerful. The Jedi discover that Dooku is Tyrannus, and then that would mean that Dooku created the clone army. So they have to hide this mystery from everyone, because otherwise there would be mass chaos. Now, why they didn't decide to put the whole storyline with Fives and the chips in there and not connect the two things of, like, the clones are going to turn on us, I have no idea. At number 3, we have Voices. Why? Because Yoda communes with the dead, but he doesn't just commune with anyone. He communes with Qui-Gon Jinn, but he doesn't tell anyone. And he goes to Dagobah. In this episode, Yoda foresees everything that happens in Revenge of the Sith, and, you know, he asks Qui-Gon, when will this happen? And Qui-Gon says, it's happening right now. Each day as the Clone Wars goes on, darkness grows. And so then he sends him on a mission where the light will guide him. Which then leads into my number 2 on this list, and that is Destiny. Why? Because, I mean, guys, this was such a great arc. This Yoda arc was fantastic. Yoda goes to this one planet where he finds these Force priestesses who teach him how to, how to become conscious after death, which is something that we see in Obi-Wan and Yoda in the original trilogy as, you know, Force Ghosts. Obviously, Qui-Gon had that ability as well, but he did not learn how to preserve his body. It was more just his voice and his consciousness. In this episode, Yoda goes through many trials by facing himself, who happened to look a lot like Gollum from Lord of the Rings. He has this vision of everyone dying in the temple, including Ahsoka, and he blames himself for it. But then he goes to this next place where there's nothing but peace and everybody's alive and Dooku's good and Qui-Gon's alive, and Yoda sees through it all and he's like, yeah, no, I ain't falling for any of this. All of you are dead and you're on the dark side. At the end of the episode, the Force priestesses reveal that they are also dead and that they have learned how to preserve themselves after death. But before the episode ends, they send him on the journey to Moraband, the ancient home world of the Sith. Now, real quick, for everyone who knows the Sith homeworld as Korriban instead of Moraband, let me just make one thing clear. That was a George decision to change. It's his franchise. He can do whatever the heck he wants with it. Stop complaining. Now, if Disney did it, then yes, I would understand why you would be pissed off. Speaking of the Sith homeworld, whatever it may be, at number 1 we have Sacrifice, because it's the final episode to this arc, final episode of season 6 of the Lost Missions. It's the finale episode. Yoda encounters Darth Bane, which was freaking awesome. He also encounters Sidious and Dooku in like this Force vision. Sidious and Dooku try to break Yoda's spirit in real life because Sidious finds out that Yoda traveled travels to Moraband. So it's like then it's weird because it's like it's real but it's not real because they're trying to fight him in their own way and Yoda's trying to fight them in his own way. And so then it turns into like this weird fantasy tag battle between Yoda and Anakin versus Sidious and Dooku. Anakin kills Dooku the same way he kills him in Revenge of the Sith. Yoda starts fighting Palpatine, Anakin helps him out, but then Anakin gets in trouble. Yoda makes a decision to sacrifice himself for Anakin, but then in the meanwhile the bridge breaks. Yoda's able to catch up with him and try to take down Sidious, and he kind of Yoda has like that true Jedi moment, and Sidious and Dooku fail to break his spirit. The Force Priestesses return and tell Yoda that Qui-Gon Jinn would help teach him going forward, which I believe would then play into Yoda telling Obi-Wan about it in Revenge of the Sith. Mace Windu and Obi-Wan confront Yoda when he returns to the temple, and Mace asks if his journey gave him any insight on how to win the war, and Yoda has this great response where he says, "No longer certain that one ever does win a war, I am." And he basically tells them that we can't, as far as the bloodshed goes, we've already lost. But how to win the war of all time, that's a battle that the Sith, it's a path that the Sith don't know, and that's our best chance of winning. So that's my list of top 5 favorite episodes from Clone Wars Season 6, aka The Lost Missions, whatever you would like to call it. As soon as Season 7 is done, I will be giving you guys my list of favorite episodes from there as well. Until then, I will see you guys next time. More content coming your way soon.